I want to talk about a conversation that I had with someone the other day about forgiveness. And I put something I put something out about forgiveness quite a bit ago. It's a can you forgive or forget? I think that's what the name was. But in this instance, I'm going to revisit it. And in having this conversation about forgiveness, I and again, I'm hoping that any feel free to comment if you with your ideas on whether you feel differently from me or how you process it, if you process it differently. But when it comes to forgiveness, I don't necessarily feel like I'm capable. So, and let me try to clarify when I say I'm not capable, right? I'm not. The word forgiveness is almost a burden for me, right? And I say that because I don't know that I have the authority to forgive someone. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because I'm human, and it goes back into my other conversations. I won't forget it. So I'm always gonna remember the foul, the harm, right? The damage. And when I say that I don't feel like I have the authority, I don't know that I would ever. And again, I can come full circle and maybe one day use it, right? But I don't know that I've ever really said that I forgave someone. Like I don't know that I've ever really said I forgive you, right? Because again, I don't feel like I have the authority to do that. What I do though is I let things go. Whatever baggage that was given, whatever damage that was given, whatever harm that was done, it's something that's understood, duly noted, and left in its place, right? I try not to carry it too much. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's certain things that I'm more successful with than others, right? I do have baggage, right? I don't think anybody doesn't, right? It's just a natural state of being human, right? Some things affect you more than others, and I do have my share of it. But what I tend to try to do is understand the situation, understand the person's position in saying or doing or whatever it is that transpired, understanding their position and understanding why that they would do something like that, and just kind of leave it where it is. Got it, understood. But at that point, I do also understand that there's no, I mean, I may still communicate with you. I may still be cordial with you, right? But I also know what you're capable of, and I'm not gonna forget that. Right? We could laugh, we could joke, you'll probably have a good time. But I also know in the back of my mind that you're still capable. So that might be, and that's kind of why I'm kind of having this struggle, right? So the struggle is I don't know that the authority is there for me. However, I also, on the other side of that, believe that things tend to work themselves out, right? Karma, God, I tend to kind of lean on the side of all things that are done in the dark come to light kind of deal. So that's something that you're ultimately going to have to pay for. And that's ultimately something that you're going to have to come to terms with. And that's something that you're ultimately going to have to ask for forgiveness for, not necessarily from me, right? And it's not necessarily for me to see. But I think that's where the forgiveness really comes in. The authority doesn't come from me. It comes from the act of knowing that it needs to be asked for, if that makes sense. And I could be wrong with what I'm saying. I could, please, prove me, I don't want you to prove me wrong, but tell me where you might feel differently, right? I think everybody's entitled to how they think. It's not a right or wrong thing. It's just how you process information and what you think and how you would differ from me. But please, by all means, tell me how you would think of this differently. But that's kind of how I see it. I kind of see it in just kind of like, I won't forget. I'll let it go. I'll drop the bag. I'll definitely drop the bag. And again, we might be okay, but I still know that you're capable. I still know what you're about, and I'm going to keep you at arm's length. I'm not going to open the door as widely as I did before, right? And the forgiveness portion is the authority to forgive you for what you had said, done. I don't feel like I really have it. I do have the ability to, okay, cool, if that's how you feel, or okay, cool, if that's what you're about, or if that's what you did, say no more, fam. We good. And then move along from that. I'm not going to tell you that it won't not never affect me ever again if I ever think about it again. And I guess that goes into maybe me not forgiving, right? Me not really legitimately letting something go. But I also think that comes from just me knowing who you are and the level of the mind that you put to doing what you did, right? The thought process and behind what you actually did, right? Because again, I kind of tend to lean on the side of, you definitely thought about it before you did it. You definitely rationalized in your mind what you were going to do, why you were going to do it, and why it seemed right to you, right? And that's an accountability piece, I guess. I might be veering off into something else. I feel like I might be, although it does tie in a little bit. But back to what I'm saying is that you did think about it, you did process that information before you did it, and you pulled the trigger, you executed, right? So because of that, I feel like it's not my authority to forgive you, right? That's something that you actually put together. And that authority comes from far above me. And it's something that needs to be asked for from the person that did the harm. My job as the person, as in this instance, because I'm the one that's that's talking about this, my job is to just be the one to let it pass, let it be what it was, and heal from it. Ask for the forgiveness for whatever it is that I may have done, said, that may have caused whatever happened to happen, if it were because of me, but to also just let the bag drop and walk. So that's just a thought that I had. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are going to have a lot of different thought processes in what I just said. I'm hoping it was coherent. I'm hoping what I said came through, and I'm sure that I may be different at a different time. I may talk about it and kind of change course, right? Because that's what you do when you grow, right? You change course. You grow. You change. You don't stay the same. You figure out things differently. But again, I feel very strongly about not necessarily having that authority. I feel very strongly in the authorities above me. My job is ultimately just to drop the bag and let it walk, and then just walk from it and just let it be. Leave that bag where it is. Don't carry it the best of your ability. But the authority to just be like, I forgive you, using that term, it's strong for me. Like, I don't know that I'm able, I don't know that I have that authority, and I'm hoping that really resonates and makes sense. I have the authority to be like, we're good, and again, walk. But the I forgive you, I'm not sure that that's for me. It's not something that I really have the ability and the power to really do. And even saying it, it kind of feels a little weird saying it, because I guess you should. I guess at some point in time, you should be able to do that, right? You should be able to say that I forgive you, right? But again, I also feel like I don't know. I don't know if that's if it's a genuine thing, right? And when I say genuine, it's because again, I lean into, although I'm saying it, I still know who you are and who you were at that time, and I know that you're still capable, if that makes any kind of sense. So again, it's a thought I had. It's a dialogue that I'm more than willing to. Please, by all means, let's talk about it. If you feel like, you know, I could be thinking about this situation in a far different way, feel free. Anyway, comment, let me know. Do what you do it well, do it the best way you know how. Jay Cotto, I'm out. Peace.